I don't know if I would ever have imagined myself at 41 racing in the Olympics. Age is just a number, keep on dreaming, don't ever give up. But I think it's important to show up for my team and to set the example, and I'm definitely older than I think every other Olympian, so I need to show up for them just like they show up for me.
All right, Lindsey, so hey, thanks for stopping by. I gotta be honest, I wasn't sure like you would. I think we've been trying we've been trying to get some of your folks. It's tough because they're really protective of your time. and so I'm like, I don't know if she's gonna be here. So I'm glad you are, because to me it tells, and you can answer this, tells a story about maybe how excited you are, not only for your comeback, but for the upcoming Olympics.
Yeah, I don't remember if I've ever done a media summit like this before the games ever, and I do think that just shows how excited I am, because my time is valuable and precious, because I don't have a lot of it to train and get myself in a position to be competitive in these games, but I think it's important to show up for my team and to set the example, and I'm definitely older than I think every other Olympian, so I need to show up for them just like they show up for me.
You mentioned your team, and that's another thing that seems, I mean, you've always been a big supporter of your team. You tell them about the run, you help with the training, like it's always been a part of your career. But it seems like now with this comeback that you're even closer to your team, you're having fun with your team, you're messing around with your team, and it seems like that's a big part of this too.
Yeah, I definitely think it is. I mean, I think it's a part of the experience, and also part of what I'd like to give back to the sport. I still remember being a 9-year-old and how impactful Picabo Street was to me in my life, and I have an amazing opportunity, just like Picabo was when I was on my first Olympic team. I was 17 and she was 30 and retiring. That was her last Olympics, and so this will be my last Olympics, and I'm meeting girls like Allison, who I met when she was a kid at my book signing. It's a very full circle moment. So I feel like it's a privilege to be in this position. It's my responsibility to try to pass along as much knowledge as I can, because downhill is an accumulation of knowledge. You learn so much by racing the same tracks over and over. So I know these hills, and I can give them advice and say things that I wish someone said to me when I was first starting out. But these young women also have such a great attitude and energy about them that it really makes being around them really easy and fun. It's not always that you mesh well with your teammates. And even though I'm twice as old as them, we still get along great. I'm not doing as many TikTok videos as I think they would like.
Yeah, none of us are. So that experience goes a long way, though. You keep mentioning your age. You keep, I'm twice as old as my teammates. But there's a lot to be said about having been to past Olympics. There's a lot to be said about knowing the turns on a run. And there's a lot to be said about knowing Cortina.
Yeah.
And having that experience.
Well, I think my age gives me a big advantage, actually. I've definitely been on that track more than anyone else that's in the starting gate. So I have more knowledge than anyone, and I need to use that to my advantage. And I don't say age as necessarily a negative. It's completely different generations. And again, you don't always mesh with your teammates, and because we're so different in age, you might not assume that we would all get along, but we really do. We have so many different personality types, and we're all working together towards the same goal, and I'm really excited to be on the team with all of them.
How important, when you had that surgery in 2024, and then you started realizing that your knee was back and the pain wasn't there, that was a pivotal moment in your life, maybe one of the biggest.
It was. It changed my life forever, and no matter what happens, my life is forever different, because I was in so much pain before, and it really affected almost everything I did in my life. And now I can do whatever I set my mind to. If I want to play tennis for 2 hours, I actually can. If I want to go hiking or biking or scuba diving, whatever I want to do, or race in the Olympics, my body is saying yes, and for the longest time it said no. And I retired because my body couldn't take it anymore, not because I personally wanted to end my career. So now I'm privileged and lucky to be able to have the opportunity to say goodbye on my own terms.
And race, potentially, in Cortina we've talked about this.
Yeah.
Comfort, a place you know well, you've been successful at, and it was the hardest part of your retirement.
Yeah, it was, really hard to retire knowing that Cortina Olympics was coming and I wouldn't be competing. But even so, I don't know if I would ever have imagined myself at 41 racing in the Olympics. I mean, I always had the plan to retire at 30. I never would have predicted almost anything that's happened in my life. And that's kind of a good thing because it's an adventure. It's an ever-evolving story, and you keep learning and growing. And so, again, I do feel really lucky that I have this opportunity, and I'm going to enjoy it every moment. No matter what happens, I'm going to enjoy it.
Still, a downhill ski racer is maybe not wired the same as everybody else.
As anyone, yeah.
Yeah. And so someone would say, man, you messed up your knee doing this downhill racing
Maybe
business.
I shouldn't do it again.
Maybe you shouldn't do it again. But here you are.
But here I am. Yeah, I think maybe some people would have retired after the first injury. My family definitely wasn't jazzed that I continued after so many crashes and so many times in the OR. But, I had the opportunity to fight back. My mom had a stroke when she had me, and she wasn't able to physically come back from that. And I felt like it's my responsibility to try my best and to do what I love to do because she couldn't. And I feel that even more now that she's gone. She would be so happy that I'm here following my heart and my dreams. And it gives me a lot of energy and inspiration to follow with that same attitude that my mom had.
The Lindsey Vonn that people see, Time magazine, right? The cover and looking so fabulous and fashion and whatever. I don't know if and you do a good job of trying to post it, but I don't know if they see the hard work. I don't know if they see all the sacrifice, all the dry land training. Do you hope they maybe get that message out of you with this comeback and they understand a little bit of your drive and what makes you so successful with this comeback?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if anyone will ever really know how much sacrifice it's taken for me to do half the things it's taken me in my life, especially in this comeback. But I do try to share those moments. Like, I show a little bit of my working out, just a little bit, and everyone says how hard it looks. I'm like, you guys have no idea. There's just a teeny tiny sliver of what I do. But I think in my last documentary you saw, me crying and me in the OR and all of these moments that were really personal. And it's raw. That's me. I love fashion. I love wearing makeup when I ski and when I'm in the gym. Like, that's part of my personality. That's who I am. But I'm not like this glossy person. I'm just a girl from Minnesota that loves to go fast and loves to dress up. And again, I try to share my journey with people because I hope to inspire them to follow their own dreams, to know that age is just a number. Keep on dreaming. Don't ever give up. But I don't know that anyone will ever truly understand how hard it is to be a ski racer and do what I've done. But I don't need them to. I want them to, like I said, follow their own dreams and do the best that they can, because that's what life's about.